Okay, guys, let's try this again. Welcome in. It's time for 30 books in 30 weeks. This week, we're talking about this book here called A Course in Weight Loss. And I'm focusing on and realigning my attentions on my relationship with food and nutrition management. And so I decided to incorporate this as part of the 30 Books in 30 Weeks personal development series because, number one, it's a great book, great strategies, because it talks about 21 lessons for the spiritual, 21 lessons for spiritual lessons for surrendering your weight forever. And understanding that a lot of what we go through on a weight loss journey is mental. It's spiritual. It's not the physical. The physical will take care of itself oftentimes, but there's a whole lot of mental manipulation that has to go on to begin and then stay committed to the process of releasing weight. So the book is called A Course in Weight Loss, and as you guys come in, feel free to share this video out. Invite some other people to join us. If you don't know who I am, you don't know what 30 Books in 30 Weeks is all about, allow me to tell you. My name is Marcy Batiste. I'm an author and a public speaker and a reality-based success and recovery trainer. So what that means is the relationship that we all have with reality versus our perceptions, our thoughts, and our emotions is a key component to being successful in any type of recovery, whether it's an emotional recovery or, in this instance, a weight loss recovery, a weight management recovery. And so understanding that these are all tools that we have in our toolbox, right? So in addition to that, I also have a training company. What's going on, Robbie? Called Bankable Success Advisors. And the whole premise behind Bankable Success is to work with businesses and individuals to help them optimize their personal and professional investments. I want you to get the most out of your time investments, the most out of your energy investments, the most out of your emotional investments. We want to cure that emotional bankruptcy. And an emotional investment is huge when it comes to weight management and weight loss. And like I said, I share transparently. This has been a long time. Constant companion of mine is to maintain a weight loss of over 200 pounds. So, and I have a 30-pound window that I kind of go back and forth with, and I'm at the top of that 30 pounds now. And so, to ensure that I don't ever get back to almost 400, that means when I get to the top of this 30 range, I know it's time to dial in. It's time to get serious about it. It's time to re-look at where I am with my relationship with food, right? And so I titled this video, Food is Just Another Relationship, Manage Accordingly, because those of you who follow me know I'm a huge proponent. Part of reality-based living is teaching people how to be in relation with us, right? We have to do the same thing with food. Food's not going to go away. Having a food compulsion or a food addiction or a poor relationship with nutrition isn't like drugs or alcohol, where you can just say, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore. Not to suggest that that's easy, because recovery is difficult no matter what kind of recovery. But my point is, you have to have a relationship with food. You don't have to have a relationship with heroin. You don't have to have a relationship with an alcohol bottle. You do have to have a relationship to sustain life with food. But that's the whole point. You have to learn to eat food to live, not live to eat food. And it's a different psychology that goes on behind it. And then we talk about, as we talk about food as a relationship, similar to intimate relationships or friendships or family relationships, there are some that are built on a healthy foundation and some that are built on a very toxic foundation. Food is that way. Some people have a healthy relationship with food and some have a very toxic relationship with food. But it's up to you to realize, number one, if you have a toxic relationship with food, you have the ability to change that. That's the cool thing. It doesn't have to stay a bad relationship. It doesn't have to stay something that is harmful to you. You get to create the path that you're going to take. You get to choose. And so just like with any other recovery, It's a matter of staying committed to it. And so there are some spiritual and emotional investments that you have to make. And so that's why this kind of falls under my umbrella of that whole optimizing your relationships to get the best return on your investments. Your investment in your health, your investment in wellness, your investment in nutrition is all part of an overall investment in your personal and self-development. And so that's what I'm passionate about, particularly as it relates to women and how our weight and our body image affects our self-esteem. Those of you who know me know I live life on Mars. I'm sold out to my happiness, and helping women shine is one of the things that feeds my soul. It fills my cup back up. But I know for a fact that women are able to shine brighter and hold their head higher when they feel good about who they are, when they feel good about how they look, when they feel good about the choices that they're making. And oftentimes that is their relationship with food. And, you know, understanding there's no good food and there's no bad food. Just like relationships, it might have not ended well, but it doesn't make the whole relationship bad. There were good times in the middle. And the same thing goes with our relationship with food. There'll be good times in the middle, even if it turns out that we have a toxic relationship. So, but we get to manage how that relationship looks. Similar to personal relationships, relationships with food sometimes are operated out of fear. They're operated through compulsion. That's not love. That's not love in a relationship, and it's not love in a food relationship. And so when you start correlating your relationship with your nutrition as just another relationship that you have to manage, you have to teach yourself how to be in that relationship and how to coordinate and how to manage that process. To say that all carbohydrates are bad, that's not true. Not all carbs are bad. Carbohydrates in excess are bad, but not for everyone. Some people can go all in on carbs and it's not that bad. For me, that's not something that's conducive to me being able to lose and maintain a weight loss. I know that my relationship with carbohydrates has to be managed. My protein levels have to be managed. I have to understand macronutrients. I have to understand exercise. I have to understand how much water do I expend when I sweat so that I know how much water to replace, because water is what flushes out the fat. I have to understand that I have to get enough sleep, because that is when we do the majority of our fat burning process is at rest, right? All of these things are part of managing that relationship. And so when you decide that you're going to go on a weight loss journey, a lot of times we just think, oh, we're going to eat right and we're going to change our eating and we're going to exercise. But we don't ever change how we think. If you don't start changing how you think about your relationship with food, you're always going to have a struggle with it. Always, I guarantee you. I used to be almost 400 pounds. I lost 200. I did not have surgery. I did not have the bariatric surgery. I didn't have gastric bypass. I didn't have the lap band. None of that. I did it through nutrition management, rest, and exercise. But the most important thing I did, and when the game changed for me, was when I mentally shifted what food meant to me, when I mentally shifted my relationship and the conversation I had about food. It used to be if I had a bad day, oh, let me go get a pizza or something, and I was one of those comfort food eaters. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. I hate to break that to you. That's indicative of you. It's indicative of avoidance. If you're dealing with the problem at hand, food's not going to cure it. If you have a flat tire, eating a sandwich is not going to get air in your tire. And that's how, when people say, oh, I'm an emotional eater, so when something goes bad, I go turn to food. No, that's avoidance. You're not eating to solve the emotional problem, because those emotional problems there as soon as the pizza's gone. When the tacos are gone, the emotional problem's still going to be there. If you had a flat tire, it's still going to be flat when you're done eating a pint of ice cream. Your boyfriend leaves you and you're on the couch eating bonbons, he's still gone even though you eating bonbons. So you have to understand and shift your relationship to what the conversation that you have in your head about what food means to you and what food means to your life. Food is nutrition. Food is there to fuel the body. Create a love affair with food instead of this compulsion with food, this obsession with food, this escape with food. Create a love affair with it. Take your time with it. Appreciate the colors. Appreciate like how your basket looks and how your refrigerator looks when it's full of the colorful vegetables and fruits and all those things. Learn to savor the taste. Learn to appreciate flavors. Learn to try out new foods and experience the actual experience of food. Don't just experience the taste. Experience the whole experience, right? Take it all in. Create that love affair. When you set out to build, let's say you're going to plan a romantic evening, right? You're planning everything from what you're going to eat to the candles and where the rose petals are going to be laying. And, you envision how the night's going to go. You envision the conversation you're going to have. You're going to envision how the night's going to end up. Have that same love affair with your food. Invest some time in finding recipes. Invest time in learning how the various nutrients affect your body so that as you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to target areas, you can be successful at that. You have to make this a love affair. Realize that this is a choice, just like anything else. And how you think about your relationship with food will be indicative of what your relationship with food looks like. All right? So that's my message for today. Happy Friday. Everyone enjoy your weekend. For those of you who joined me live, thank you so much. If you missed it, catch it on the replay. If you've missed any of the videos in the 30 Books in 30 Weeks series, we are a good way portion through week 9 right now. All the videos are on my YouTube channel, and there is a link tied to the title of this video. So have a great day. I appreciate you all. Most of all, thanks for living life on Mars, guys. Talk to you soon.